Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today I have a couple of IBM X3850s Model 2, and I have a little job here because they are almost alike, these two servers, but they each have two processors, and these are I think it's the 7330. It's a 2.4 gigahertz quad core processor, and each of them has two of those. And what I would really like is to move two of those over in the other server, put two other processors in one of them. So I get one server that is quicker and one server that is slower. Right now they're equally slow. So, well, let's go see what I have. Here are the servers. Let's get the lids off. Right. There is one. And the other one. So down here we have two CPUs, and they're hidden away beneath this part. And to go see that, well, we have to take the front of the server off, but we'll do that in a little bit. Let's just say that we are moving these processors over to this server, so we can take this one apart. There are some blue thingies here that you press, and you can take the cover off. Then you get into this part, and down here there's a couple of finger screws. That in this case is loose enough so that I can screw them with my hands. And I think I should be able to lift this up now. Yeah. The first time I did this, I was really nervous because I could lift it up like to here, and it felt like that I couldn't get it any further, but you just need to use a bit of violet, and there it is. And down here is the CPUs. So awesome. And this is a pair of 2.4 gigahertz CPUs, and over here in this box I have a pair of let's see them. They're in this little box here. Let's zoom in on that. There, it's the E7420, but you cannot mix different CPUs in a server. They have to be the same frequency and all that good stuff. So I'll have to take two CPUs from this one over in this one, and this one will be, well, more powerful, and I'll put these a little bit slower in this one, so that I have one that is faster and one that is slower. So when we take this, I'll remove this little plastic thing that's here to make sure that the air just don't go through there without doing any good. There is a metal thing here to release the CPU cooler. I will just do both of them at the same time. Okay, it doesn't need to go further than that, but I need to get the CPU to become loose like this, because otherwise if I pull it, I could damage stuff on the system board. So I'll take the CPU cooler off, and we can see this cooling stuff on here is the original IBM cooling stuff, because I know how that looked when they put that on. So we'll put that over there, and we'll put this one right next to it. And we'll take out these two CPUs. That's a piece of cake. There's a little, oh, you got a good picture of that. There's a little lever here to move to the side, and we can take that out. There. And we have to be careful with these because these has pins, so they are fragile. So they go over to that. Oh, damn. Oh, this is pretty dried up, so not much harm done. Okay. Yeah. And then I have the new ones, or the smaller ones that are going in. I'm gonna clean those a little bit before we do that. Like that, and put this in. And I have to put it in the right order. I can see that if you look at it very closely, there is a couple of pins missing up here at let's call that the top right now, and there's a little marker down here, and you can usually find where that goes. These bigger Xeons, there is not much on here. It just says Intel Xeon and copyright 07. So this CPU is 9 years old, so it's not the fastest in the crowd anymore. The E7420 is a 2.133 gigahertz, and it has 8 megabytes of cache and a front side bus of 866 megahertz. This is not the fastest CPU, but it had the feature of being able to run 4 CPUs in a server like this. And these servers could actually be connected together, up to 4 of these servers. So 16 CPU in total you would be able to make. This server is able to handle 256 gigabytes of memory, which was a large amount at the time. So with 4 of these servers in a master-slave configuration, you would be able to get up to 1 terabyte of memory, which was a ridiculously lot of memory at the time. So I'm gonna give this some thermal compound. There. And we'll take these heat sinks. Oh, they're brand new. I'll take that off. I don't know if they've ever been on a CPU. Yeah, they actually do look like they have been on a CPU. I'll clean them up, and I kind of have a mismatch here. One of them has a metal plate and one of them has copper. Or I don't have 2 that is alike. I'm just gonna check the ones over here, what they are. That's metal. And that's metal. Okay. Well, we'll just put them in. It's not gonna matter that much. Okay, I can see on the camera that I did a bit of a fuck up because I turned the camera off because I thought I was not recording. So I'll take one of these out again just to show you that I put them in there. And that's the heating, and it's pretty well all over the place, so that's okay. On this server there is a weirdly sized hole here, and there's a little roundish one, and that means that the CPU cooler can only go in one way, and I just scoop it around a little bit for it to get a good connection. And you lock it in place with this little lever, and that was about what we missed. So and we need this little air muffler back in business there, so that the air don't pisses the wrong way around. Awesome. That's the slower server. That was kind of not as big a problem as the one we're getting to. So we'll close this down and lock the finger screws down here again, and put the cover back on. So that's the CPU swapping for this one. Now we have these CPUs that are going in this one, and there is a little bit more to it than that. Not a lot, but just a little bit. So let's just move over here. You can actually put the CPUs in. There is some plastic things here, and you have access to the CPUs down here, but it's kind of a hassle to work with that. So I will take the cover off again and lift it up, because that gives me a lot more working room. And I'll put this back in if I can. There it is. Awesome. It's really funny to have a server with a handle. So often this is never ever gonna be used, but it's there. Here is a good look down into the server. These CPUs should be the same as the ones that I have laying right behind this one. So they go down here. So I need to put them there, and I'll clean them up first. I have prepared this, I put in the CPUs, I cleaned them first, cleaned off the cooling compound of the CPU coolers. So we're gonna put those on. I totally forgot how they go, but let's see if this isn't the way. Yeah, it is. So mushing that down, and the other one goes the other way. Like that. Awesome. This server can come with 2 CPUs or 4 CPUs. If it only comes with 2 CPUs, there is these voltage regulators here, and they're missing over here. There is space for voltage regulations for each of these CPUs, and they are needed for getting this to work. So I have some voltage regulators with these CPUs. So we're gonna be putting those in. I don't know why they are not just on the system board, but it might be because this is a part that can fail and has been known to fail from time to time. So instead of having them on the system board, they come as loose pieces so that they can be exchanged. That's a theory anyway. So and they come on this system, so you can pull them up without taking a lot of stuff apart. So there is a little slot in it here, so it goes in a specific way, like that, and we just push it down into the slot there. And the same thing goes for the other one. So now this server has 4 CPUs. Awesome. This server's memory comes in these memory cartridges, and this one is an empty one. There is no memory blocks in this one, and the same thing goes for this cartridge over here, also empty. But over in this server there is more than one cartridge. This one is full. This one is half full. This one is half full. So what I want to do is configure the memory for the amount that I have. I have 32 gigabytes of memory. There is 16 gigabytes in this one, for example, and in these two over here there is also 16 gigabytes. So I'm gonna take 2 empty cartridges, and I'll get one left over. This one is not gonna be needed for this, so we'll put that aside. Oh, there was one more left over. Okay. So these 2 are good. That's how we want them. I will show you how the memory is supposed to go in these servers. On the lid of the server there is the first explanation on how this is done and what DIMMs are in here, and there is a note that a user guide for the various memory configuration options, and to get very specific on this you will have to go get the user guide. I could just put in a fully occupied slot like this, 16 gigabytes of memory, and just put in 1. That's not gonna be as efficient as the other option where it's split up on 2 of these. That's a way better way to go because of it might be dual channel memory or something like that. So that's why that's smart. So we're gonna do this configuration. I was hoping that they said something about that somewhere. I didn't have to go show it in the manual. Even though there is 4 CPUs in here, the memory DIMMs still goes in number 1 and number 2 of these memory slots, like this. And for the configuration of the next one, I'm just gonna notice how these are placed. That's one server done. Let's go move some memory over. Okay, the 2 top one has to be occupied, so we're gonna move these over here, like that. That one. That one. And then there's 2 more, and we take the 2 bottom ones, and they will go in that one, and that one. Then there will be like the first server. Like that. We're ready to put those in as well. There. I'll put some LEDs on and connect the monitor and the mouse and the keyboard thing. I have connected power to the server and a monitor and a keyboard. I don't think I'm gonna need the mouse. I'm not sure, but it's right over there, so no problem. So let's turn it on and see what happens. So this is a feature. It sounds nice when it boots. Digital unlock. There we are. It's not the fastest server at booting, so oh, we're already complaining down here. We have a yellow light. Sounds like it might be a hard drive. There's a springy sound sometimes, but I did not check the hard drives, but okay, we'll be back when it has some more results for us. Okay, the first result is in. There is a bad hard drive, so that's what the yellow light is about. And let's see what we have here. We have quad-core 4.4 CPU packages installed. That's awesome. That's exactly what we want. I'm gonna run it a little bit further and see if it comes up with any errors, but so far we're good. Server is complaining about the battery being bad on the rate controller. Okay, I think it's done with its test and now it's starting the operating system. So that server's good, except for that broken hard drive. I'll change to the other one. Okay, around the back here we'll put power on the top server instead. That's the one with the now 2 CPUs. And it is complaining. These are the slots for if you want to connect more servers together. Then you need a big thingy to put in there, and that will enable you to cluster up to 4 of these servers together. And there's a spider there. There's a built-in web service. Okay. Top one is complaining about something. Let's see if there's anything. Log file. Okay, that's not that critical, so we might just go into the BIOS and clear that. Up here we can see that information is present in the log file. Okay, so let's see how it goes with the processor, if it's happy about those. There is the processors. Intel Core 2.13 GHz, 16 gigs of RAM, and 2 processor packages installed. Awesome. Okay, I am on the way into the BIOS of this one, and it tells me that the time and the date is wrong. Okay, it seems that the configuration has detected blah blah blah. Let's see what that is. It's probably not seeing the mouse. Oh, we're missing a mouse. What a shame. And the date has been pushed a bit, guys. We are now the 16th in 90. Oh, it actually fixed that. I'm not sure what date it is. 23. Okay, let's see the log. Event log, system event log. CPU 1 has been throttled. I don't know if that's a problem yet. It does see that the CPU has been throttled. CPU 1 has been throttled. That might be okay. I think we'll just clear the log, see what happens. Enter. And go into the BMC log as well. Clear that. Event log. Clear. Escape. Save settings, enter, and exit setup, and I'll try and reboot the server and see what happens. Okay, the error is gone down on the server. Can we see that? I'm all weird. Okay, there is no yellow light on it anymore. But it has a bad CMOS battery, and because of a bad CMOS battery, it can't figure out the time and the date either. Well, that's one of these small 3-volt batteries. I'm gonna not care about that right now, so I'm gonna say that this is working. Awesome. Well, so I have two servers configured differently than they were before. I have no idea what to use these for, but I thought that one server with 16 cores would be a lot more fun than one with 8 cores. And the bigger of the ones are the absolute fastest. And that's a lot more fun to play with than some semi-fast servers. This is an awesome server. I have gotten this question. Is this a good server? Yes, it's a very good server. It's not the fastest server anymore. It's a power-hungry beast from another world. It will eat you out of your house through the power bill. But if you just want to play with a server in the weekend and you want some really high-end enterprise stuff to play with, that's an awesome server because they are really low priced at anywhere. I'll try and find an Amazon link down here somewhere if they have any leftover. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.